Strung up lights, decorate the porch, shine away, stumbling back.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your friendly neighborhood knucklehead, and this is the Part-Time Artist Podcast. This is episode 178. Thank you for tuning in. Got a really cool show today, really cool tunes. But first, I wanted to let you guys know to support the podcast. You can go ahead and check the links in the description. I have a link to donate. I have some links to affiliate things that I use. One of them being MailChimp. MailChimp is what I use for my email list, landing pages, things like that. Also, DistroKid I use to get my music on streaming services. Really cool and easy thing to set up to get your tunes on Spotify and all that cool stuff. Also, Visible is what I use for my my cell phone service. Really cheap, like $25 a month. You'll get a little bit of a credit when you use my links. But aside from all of that, if you're on the YouTube, it's great if you can subscribe. If you're not on the YouTube, you can, leave a cool review on whatever way you're listening to the show. But it would be really awesome if you could subscribe on YouTube. That is like my main passion right now. I'm really hoping to grow on YouTube to get a community built around it, of artists, creative people, ways that we can make each other better, ways that we can empower ourselves. I have a bunch of YouTube videos all designed to empower artists and creative people and things that I think artists should know, things that I think you could learn from. So check out those links to support me. I appreciate that. All right, I have with me a very, very special guest, and this is really, really fun because they're hailing from the faraway lands of right here in Philadelphia, and it's been a long time since I've been talking to some fellow artists, but I have with me one of the front runners from the band Granddogs. I have Alex. Alex, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Roger. Hello, America.
All right, now I'm going to do this on the fly a little bit. And normally I open the show with like a fast five, but this time I just want one quick big one. I just want from you, what do you think is something that you have that is your biggest unpopular opinion?
Biggest unpopular opinion.
Coming from Philadelphia, we tend to be the land of unpopular opinions. We tend to be against the grain a little bit. We tend to go a little harder than most people. So what do you think? You sit down and just everybody is just against you on it, and maybe you'll even die on a hill about it.
Okay, maybe this might be two unpopular opinions.
Perfect.
First off, I think no one should sing their own background vocals on a recording.
No one should sing their own, as in like the lead vocalist?
Yeah, like Harry Styles singing all the background vocals on like a punk rock song like Kiwi. And there's all these like gang vocals, and you can tell that each and every single one of them is Harry Styles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. It breaks my heart.
That is something that jumped out to me. I remember being a kid listening to The Offspring, and I just remember hearing all of these Dexters, and even like on the radio, like with what is that band? Jesus Christ, Guns N' Roses. There's like all these Axl. I'm like, in my head as a kid, I'm just like, how did he sing all of these at the same time? It was freaking me out. I could not wrap my head around. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's a good one, actually. I think Yeah, recording techniques have gone so far these days. Like there's just, it feels like nothing is real anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like who wants to fake? I mean, I've been working with Logic, and I don't even have like a drummer, and there's just all of these drum sounds, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, we're all just going to be replaceable at some point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's terrifying.
Now,
But
yeah, go ahead.
I just think there's something special about the sound of an empty room, like that we fill with. Like, I think like MIDI, the DI guitars and stuff, like I see it as like a functional thing, but like I don't know if it ever sounds better.
No, it definitely doesn't. It definitely doesn't. And you can always tell when you're in the world of music. You can definitely always tell when stuff is like, not real.
Is that a scalding take, or is that like lukewarm? I don't even know.
No, I mean, some engineers may roll their eyes, but we'll see. In Philadelphia, I feel like something that's an unpopular opinion for me is I kept thinking underrated, like something that was really underrated, and now I think unpopular opinion. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but something I will die on the hill for. Philadelphia is a big hardcore punk town, and it seems like this country is kind of getting more acclimated to hardcore music. And the karate slam dancing that goes on in the pit, to me, is just never looks natural. It never looks cool. It looks like the most like toxic macho. I have an excuse to just kind of sucker punch people. I have just never been involved in that. And to me, when I see bands let the crowd do that, I always like think, you know what, you guys are not really controlling your own show. So that's kind of my unpopular opinion. I think mosh pits should be a little more inclusive, I guess.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. I recall getting punched in the face at the Bronx show at the Chameleon Club.
Wow.
And I was like, it was like a Tuesday, like, so on Wednesday I'm like back in high school,
right,
with like a big bruise on my face. I was like,
man.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that.
Now,
I don't feel expressive doing that either,
Yeah. And honestly, like, to me, when I get into mosh pits, like, it doesn't feel like that kind of stuff is coming from the music. Like, it feels like an energy that you're bringing to the show from whatever the fuck you were dealing with. And when I get into pits, especially at punk shows, it's the energy that's coming from the music. It's like, oh man, this is my song, or this song is thrashy, or this song is heavy. Like, there's a connection with the music. But when you're just swinging your, arms and legs around before the song even starts, sometimes it's very clear that you just have something else going on. But your shows, you guys have played some really cool shows in Philadelphia here. You've played at Ortlieb's, you played at the Khyber Pass, like, the Milk Boy, all of these, like, really cool scene spots that are pretty established now in Philadelphia. How has the Philadelphia scene been for you?
Well, I feel like we're Philadelphia's like least hardworking band.
Okay.
we
That's saying a lot, man, because I think there are a lot of lazy bands in this city. But yeah.
Well, like we fell into a nice scene at like the Grape Room. Like Bad Habits Booking has always been cool with us.
Wow.
That room's always great. I kind of like the Maniac vibe. Like, have you been to shows out in Maniac? There's like kind of like a sound.
I haven't been to shows there, but I've been there like walking around where it is like it's a neighborhood that feels like you're not in Philadelphia, yet you are in Philadelphia.
Yeah. There's like some kind of like Springsteen-y element where it's like, very cool, but also very accessible. And it seems like there's like a lot of really good guitar rock bands out there and stuff.
Mm.
And I don't know if we totally fit in terms of like the sound, but like I feel like the work ethic and like like the like that the kind of the inclusion and stuff. Like everyone's been real cool with us. I mean, R.I.P. the Great Room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's gone. Well, maybe everybody's just you're bringing the vibe of a good time, and I think everybody can connect on that. How long have you guys been a band?
We so let's see. I guess the first tunes I wrote the first tunes in like 2018. I recorded them maybe around 2021, and then it started populating the band. There's been a couple like different lineups, and I think we've settled on something good. With me, Randy, and KT as like the front people. So we all kind of like we write with three voices in mind, and like Drew's our fearless drummer. And so that's our core right now. Yeah,
because you guys also do different lineups for different shows, right? Like you'll strip it down, maybe only two of you will play, or like an acoustic show or something like that, right?
Yeah, well, we went through that period where it's like, when you're a young band and it's like if a Sunoco station wants you to play their parking lot, like you're gonna do it. So we tried to not say no to anything. So that kind of like led to maybe me and KT doing something, or me and Randy doing something. But now that we're like kind of growing up a little bit, we're like, no, fuck that. Like let's make sure we have like all the lead singers. Like let's give a full presentation every time.
Yeah, like you definitely have found a sound right now, and it is something that is, oddly enough, it's a sound that like your band, it feels so familiar because there's all of these elements from different areas, and you do have like kind of different instrumentation. So in this city of Philadelphia, like out of all the cities, this feels like a really awesome city for you guys to even be in, because honestly, Philadelphia has this weird reputation of kind of, I guess, being sort of in their box. Like they like what they like and they don't like things outside of the box. But nowadays it feels like you said, like things are so inclusive. So you don't have to just be a garage rock band. You don't just have to be a hardcore punk band to like get shows in the city. So that's why I was curious to hear how the scene has been for you, because I feel like you're a band that has a sound that could play to a bunch of different rooms and everybody would have a good time, because there's a lot of melody, there's a lot of upbeat stuff, there's a lot of like stripping it down stuff, like soulful jazz stuff. So what kinds of like shows have you been playing in terms of like the other kinds of genres you fit in? Well, first of all, what kind of genre do you even describe your band as, kind of?
That is the $1 million question, Roger.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I feel like our sound's familiar, but we haven't really settled on a great adjective. There's some theatrical elements, Baroque pop.
I saw that on the Bandcamp. Baroque pop. We got piano rock. We got soul.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like we're crowdsourcing.
Sure.
The DMs are open, audience. Let us know what the hell we sound like.
So now we do have your first release came out November 2022, The House of Empty. It's somewhat of a cross between, I guess, a full-length album and an EP. We're just gonna call it a release. What was the idea behind this album? Were you guys like, all right, this is our first 7 songs that we wrote, here it is, you know, the world. We want these out of our, you know, hard drives, and we just want it out there? Or was this like kind of a process where you more took your time with it and you selected the songs that you wanted to be the first impression of you guys?
Oh, definitely the former. Definitely just like, hey, I got some ideas for songs. Let's record them.
Sure.
And then let's release it. Because, you know, over the years, I put out music and stuff, but I had a long hiatus, maybe 10 years was my last real thing. Cause I was letting perfect get in the way of good and finished.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah,
I was like, it's a good idea to just, you know, put my effort behind these 7 songs, put them out.
What got you over that perfectionism?
Honestly, I think just getting older.
Okay.
I was
Maturing.
playing with a different group around 2018, and members of the band had to relocate. They moved to New England.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I had some of those songs around House of Empty and stuff. But around that time, I was like, let me just call some people who can play instruments, and let me book studio time and just put down 2 songs. So those are 2 of the songs that are on House of Empty. Yeah.
Rad. All right, so let's jump into that album right now. This is the first tune on that album. It's called Alicia. Check it out.
Strung up lights, decorate the porch, shine away, stumbling back home. Alicia, you have been so good to me. Alicia, you have been so good to me. Cold, clean glass, water from the sink. You hold my hand as I'm vomiting. Alicia, you have been so good to me. Alicia, you have been so good to me. So sway as the big bow breaks, little darling. Here we lie awake, little darling. Oh, 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 oh. It's the easiest life.
All right, that tune was called Alicia. It's the opening track on the House of Empty, the debut release from I said it wrong. I caught myself. Granddogs, everybody, not the Granddogs. It was one of those things where you're like, don't say the Granddogs, and you know, it made its way through the filter. Granddogs, everybody. GRANDDOGS.bandcamp.com. They sold out of the Alicia t-shirts, so you guys are too late to the party, but you can still get the release. It was really hard for me to pick a favorite record on this one, a favorite song on this one, but the vocal melodies, there's something about this record where, you know, All Your Love, Blood Run Cold, like the instrumentation that you have, like you guys really know how to like bring it up and then bring it down. It almost feels like the instrumentation creates this heavy melodic atmosphere, and y'all bring it down just enough so that when those vocals come in and when those harmonies come in, it really like sucks the attention in for me as the listener, and the delivery of those vocal lines is really what like was ringing in my head. And especially All Your Love was the one for me, I think, that I found myself singing to myself when I was going to the bathroom or in the shower. So which tune on this record do you feel like is your favorite?
Oh shit.
The hard-hitting questions.
Yes, this is heavy. I think that, man, I like the way the Terror came out the best.
Oh yes.
I like the vocal performance of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I think in terms of like the song itself, Salty Earth, I really like.
You like the B-sides, the stuff at the end. That's cool.
There's a song like, you know, like in terms of like execution of an idea, I really like Salty Earth.
Oh. Now, some of these songs, like, they have like kind of a different rhythm to them. They have different tempos. It feels like they might even come from like different places. And of course, you guys have that like trading lead vocal element. How do you guys write this shit then? Like, it feels like there's so many things happening at the same time. Is it just the case of like collaboration? Like someone says, I know what will sound good with that, and you guys just keep layering it on top of one another? Or is somebody like really spearheading like the entire vision for the tune?
Well, I mean, thus far, I'm kind of like the primary songwriter.
Okay.
So I normally come in with an idea, and sometimes it's like, all right, this song sounds like a Randy song to me, or this song sounds like a KT song, or maybe there's two kind of like viewpoints in this song, so we could kind of like each take a role.
Wow.
And honestly, sometimes it's like, hey, KT, could you sing these high notes for me? You know, like, hey, I think you will sound better singing the high notes as opposed to me singing those high notes.
Classic. You're just so much better at doing the dishes than me. Why do you want me to do them, right?
Exactly.
Perfect. You guys also step in the next year after you released House of Empty. You guys did this like live, I guess, studio session. And how was that, and where was that?
Well, that was cool. It was Alex from the Pine Barrens does these studio sessions
in Jersey.
It was on American Street. It was like in the Dr. Dog building, if you know where that is.
Oh shoot! Okay, wow.
Like, yeah, in like Fishtown, I think.
Wow.
And so that was kind of like the first iteration of like the canonical Granddogs, of like me, KT, and Randy, and Drew. And we were kind of just doing that to kind of like as much to play for Pine Barrens as to like generate a little content.
Sure.
And we just really liked how the session went and how it fell together, because we hadn't played a whole lot together at that point. And I was just like, let's just they just sent us the audio, and I was like, this is fine. Like, why not put this out so everyone can kind of hear what we sound like?
Right.
Now?
Yeah. That's rad. I did the same thing with my band War Park. We did Cart Music. Shout out to Cart Music, another studio session in Philly where they do the video and the audio and they send it to you and you can kind of package it however you want. It's a really good thing to have live content when you're booking shows, booking tours, whatever. People want to know what you sound like. The next tune we're going to hear, I actually ripped off of that live recording. It's called Chorus Girl. And I was curious, before we even check this tune out, I was wondering what the writing process was behind this song specifically.
Okay. So Chorus Girl...
It felt like there could be a story with this one.
Yes, there is a story with this. The first thing I thought of that song, and I was a little kid. My parents bought us Nintendo. I think when I was like 6 or 7 or something, and I didn't have the courage to play Nintendo, but I thought it was cool. And so I would ask my older brother to play Nintendo so I could just kind of like watch and be around it and like vibe with it. And I was thinking, I wrote this song over like pandemic lockdown. So I was just kind of like, musing on that idea. And I just wrote this little story in my head of somebody who is unable to participate in their own life.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, the content of the song is there's some narrator. Like in my head, I was like a permanently closeted lesbian who's around theater, like maybe like a theater patron or something. Okay. And she falls in love with the chorus girl from the show,
Wow.
But like can't ever do anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So she sees chorus girl leave with somebody and just imagines, what it would be like. And the third verse is like, if she was my girl, like, would that even be what I want? Would it be too much for me? So that's the concept for the song.
I feel like that's so fascinating because I feel like that is a world that so many artists find themselves in. Being the wallflower, being the observer, being on the sidelines, riding the bench, not being the star quarterback, like just kind of being in the background of things. And it really brings to mind somebody like Kurt Cobain. Like Kurt Cobain was always scared of humiliation, and it's one of those things that now has become such an archetype for an artist. And I definitely know what you mean when you're like scared to play video games, because I was the very same way, where everyone was like, who wants to play? When Xbox came out, Guitar Hero came out, I was just like, I'll watch you guys do it, whatever. I didn't want to have the spotlight. I didn't want people to know that I sucked or to think that I was good. Like I didn't want to have like a reputation around it. That's so funny. So let's jump into that tune. This is actually a live version of the song Chorus Girl. Check it out.
Smiles like a surprise. Oh, if I
All right, that tune was called Chorus Girl, and that is the live version. And a little birdie told me that there's actually a studio version coming out sometime in August, along with a whole nother release. Is that true?
This is true.
Oh,
we have
my
a full-length album coming out. It's going to be called Peaches, in memory of my dear departed Peaches, who passed this February.
Oh,
she was a 22-year-old Chihuahua Dachshund. So,
wow.
yeah, she's Peaches is involved in a lot of our artwork and merch stuff. Susan's still around. She's in the crate behind me. She's 15.
Wow.
But yeah, so we lost one of the Granddogs this year, so the album's going to be called Peaches.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad we got to hear that. You guys heard it here first, that what the inspiration is. And we do have, from this album, we have a single that's going to come out in a couple days, When You Call. What can you tell us about this single coming out?
It's kind of like an Evil Blues. Yeah, it's our oldest song. It was written when I was like a toxic 23-year-old kid in college, just kind of spinning out.
Sure.
It's about the most toxic person going through a breakup. And there's a big dynamic shift after the second chorus. Everything's kind of like cool, calm, collected until the end. And then we lose it.
Crazy. So what can we expect from Peaches now relative to the House of Empty? Like how are these records, how do they compare?
Well, I think Peaches has a much more cohesive sound.
Cool.
Because the personnel settled. Peaches, I think it's like October music. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's kind of got like a spooky but magical vibe, I guess.
Okay.
One of my friends described the record as sad and horny. So for all my sad, horny heads out there, this one's for you. And then a lot more dynamics. I think House of Empty is very much like, here's the song, enjoy this song, this pop song. Peaches has some songs that take you on more of a journey.
Wow. So we got a little bit more of a concept. We got a little bit more of a, I guess maybe even like a artistic risk, I guess, where you guys are really branching out, and maybe even more of a collaborative process. I'm really stoked to hear this single, guys. I haven't even heard this yet, so y'all are going to hear this first the same time I am. This tune is called When You Call, and Granddogs has a gig on the 3rd of May, so keep your eyes out for that. I think the Instagram is Granddogs_music. All right, we got a new gig. We got that album out in August, and we have the single out in a couple days. So keep your eyes open. Alex, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Roger.
All right, and this tune is When You Call. Rip on, everybody.
I've been patient, I've been honest, I've been a soldier at your command. Mouth alive with the tragedy of all the love I had. Now distance like a ghost, it wanders all around the room. the good times hang like criminals, sad decorations. So when you call me, say you want me, say you feel safe in my arms. And by the light of the misty morning, my love is sure to be gone. The other night, dear, I was dreaming how I long for it to be true. Carrying on in a motor car, traveling far away from you. From those eyes and your smile that haunts me in my sleep. I have no time, no bed to rest in, so I need your help, you see. So when you call me, say you want me, say you feel safe in my arms. And by the light of the misty morning, my love is sure to be gone. So when you call me, say you want me, say you feel safe in my arms. And then the light of the misty morning will make sure